Sumter County, Florida. And the reason is that it's demographically extreme. The median age in Sumter is 68.9 years old, but in 2016, 84% of Sumter's votes were cast in advance of Election Day. And we're already up to over 75,000 votes cast in Sumter out of 105,000 registered. So we know that the overwhelming share of votes is going to have been cast in advance, and that we're going to most likely get that batch of results very early on election night, because after all, Florida does permit their counties to begin processing these absentee and early ballots up to 22 days before the election. And so that, could give us a clue. And Donald Trump carried Sumter County 68 to 29% in 2016. That was a 39-point margin on his way to carrying the state by one. If we see the first batch of votes reported in Sumter, and we have over 80,000 ballots counted, and Donald Trump is only leading something like 64 to 35, that's probably not good enough for him to win the state. We do know that the small number of Election Day votes reported there will be more favorable to Trump than the early votes, and that's likely to be true just about everywhere. And so that might give him a 2% boost in his share of the vote total there. But he needs to be at least running 2-1 over Joe Biden, in my opinion, to have a chance of carrying the state.
Dave, the other thing that you have been writing a lot about is what district level, congressional level polling can tell us about this election that maybe the statewide polling does not, or better yet, it gives us some perspective on what a state could do in this election. Can you talk a little bit about that and compare it to what it told us about 2016?
Yeah, what a lot of people don't understand is that the majority of polling of the presidential race actually occurs at the district level, not the state or national level. Because as you and I have both loved over the years, this job of covering House races involves talking to a lot of strategists and party consultants who are constantly polling each congressional race to determine where to spend resources. And so this data is not always often public, but it tends to be of higher quality because it's used to make informed decisions. And both Republican and Democratic electorate groups have invested accordingly this year after seeing polls that show the president running 8 to 10 points behind his 2016 margins in competitive districts in Pennsylvania, Michigan, Arizona. These are all places where across a broad swath of geography, Trump is running well behind where he was. And so, for example, in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, a district that Trump carried by 9 points 4 years ago, there are polls that both parties have taken that show Joe Biden in the lead in that district. In Bucks County, Pennsylvania, a district that Clinton only won by 2 last time, multiple private surveys show Biden ahead by double digits. It's just several examples of what the district level polls are telling us. And at this point in 2016, we were looking at polls in districts in northern Wisconsin or the Upper Peninsula of Michigan or the southern tier of New York, all places with high white working class populations where Trump leads that had been 5 points in the summer or September had ballooned into 15-point leads in October. And these were flashing red warning signs for Hillary Clinton that very few people in the media were picking up on, and a lot of Democrats were in denial. This time around, the flashing red warning signs are for Trump.
Thanks, Dave.
Thank you.
Dave Wasserman is the House editor for the Cook Political Report.